bookaholics, it's Isabel and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be updating you on what went on in February because February ended up being a pretty busy month for me. I just didn't get much reading done, and on top of that I had 2 classes. Closer to the end there's assignments on top of assignments and there's just things going on, and then I had to go to this thing in Edmonton for a signing, so like I had things to do. I do admit that there was some laziness in there, that I just wasn't really into reading, and not really into reading, I just kind of got distracted by other things. Every time I pick up the book, I'd read a little bit and then I would put it down for a little while. I did read this month, don't get me wrong, I didn't read anything, but I did read 3 books this month, and let's just get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is the books I read this month. So one of the first books I read was A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This is like the only book that I read physically. This one was really good. I really enjoyed it. The beginning part, I was so invested. I so enjoyed it. It was so much fun to see where this story would go and where the whole plot was heading. The second part was a little bit slower. I'm not too sure why. Like that's kind of where like a lot of the action was. I don't know. It was just like a little bit of slow. I don't know if I was kind of getting into that where I wasn't reading too much. I had so much other stuff going on that I couldn't focus on it or what. But the second part, I was reading it very slow. It took me a lot longer than it should have, considering how fast I read the first part. Other than that, I think I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was freaking good. I really enjoyed it. The characterization was awesome. The world was amazing. And it was just a lot of fun to read this book. So if you don't know, this is a story of magic. There's 4 different worlds and they all have kind of a different relationship with magic. There's the one world that has no magic in it whatsoever. There's a second world that lives in harmony with magic. There's third world that the magic isn't very harmonious. They control the magic, which affects the whole world itself. And then the fourth one is just gone. It's such an interesting story. It's very good. I love the characters in here, especially the main character, Kel. He was so fascinating to read. He just had a awesome personality. I just really liked him. And then the other character, I can't remember her name, but she was also really fun. She was a strong kind of character and she had her own like opinions and was like very strong in the sense of independent because she lived most of her life alone. So yeah, it was just really good. Second book I read was Sadie by Courtney Summers. Now, I read the audiobook of this one, which if you've been watching BookTube, everyone has been recommending audiobook for this book, and I do too, 100%. The reason why is because part of it is like podcast, okay? So like podcasts you listen to, you don't really read. I wholly recommend the podcast because like there's music, there's a full cast, so like as the podcast is going you can hear them talking to other people, so like it is so immersive. It is so freaking good. It is such a wonderful, tragic, sad freaking story, and like it blew my mind. Like it blew it 100%. 5 out of 5 stars. If you don't know, Sadie follows a girl whose sister has just been murdered, and so now she is going after the person she suspects murdered her and trying to figure out how to kind of get revenge. It's pretty freaking good. So one half of the story follows Sadie as she's trying to find this person who she suspects killed her sister, and the second one follows a podcast who is trying to find Sadie and like bring her back to her family. It is so good. It is so fantastic. I freaking loved it. So last book I read this month was a reread. I've been wanting to reread this series for a while. Like I just read it in 2017 at like the end of 2017, so like I needed it. I needed to reread it, and that was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I read the audiobook because I haven't read the audiobook before, and like I wanted to check how it was because I read this physically and now I kind of want to experience it in a new way. I really enjoyed the audiobook of Philosopher's Stone. It was really good. Like at first I was reading it, I was like, why is it like an old voice? Like I didn't really care for the old voice at first, but then it is third person. It doesn't have to be a kid reading it, but like I was just kind of thrown off when I first started it, and then I kind of just enjoyed it. And like the person's voice, like I love how he can mimic how the person would sound. Like I just love it, especially Hagrid. I don't know, I just loved his version of Hagrid, like how he talked for him. So like, yeah, I really enjoy this. Alright, so let me just update you on the month of February. Alright, so the last video I did, I believe it was a rapid fire book tag, and then like my January wrap up, which I did before I did my rapid book tag. So I'm gonna say my rapid book tag was the last one I filmed. When I filmed that, I was at my cousin's house babysitting their puppies. Oh my god, they were so adorable, okay? They were so cute. And then once that week was over, it was just kind of working, school. I was working on one of my assignments for one of my classes. You had to fix a manual, edit it, and then reorganize it in a document that would fit more of a manual style. So like, that was a new experience for me. I had no idea how I would do it, but I figured it out, and then I had to write a one-page paper on it. So like, I had all that, and then I had my other classes had assignments every week, and then the final. So like, I was busy with assignments, I was reading my audiobook of Harry Potter, and then I was working, and then I was so excited. Okay, so the last weekend, or the second last weekend of February, I went to Edmonton to see Angie Thomas. Oh my god. If you haven't met Angie Thomas, she is so amazing. So at the signing, we were waiting in line. When we got there, I was so nervous that we wouldn't be able to sit in the chairs and like hear her speak or anything. Like, I was so worried we were so late. But like, we weren't. We got pretty close to the stage, and I got to hear her talk. She is so eloquent, and she is just so freaking amazing. I didn't videotape anything. Like, I felt like I couldn't do it. Like, I just, I don't know. I just felt like I couldn't videotape it. So, like, I didn't record anything of that. But I went to the signing. She was amazing. Her interview was freaking awesome. The questions were freaking awesome. And then we went into the signing. I just gotta tell you something. She signed my books. So like, I brought both The Hate You Give and On the Come Up. And like, they said that you can only have one book signed. But thankfully, my brother came with me. So he was able to get the other one signed for me. And I'm just so happy for that. Because like, my favorite author signed my books. It's amazing. Oh my god. Okay, so then we got to the table where she was sitting, and she was gonna sign my book, and like, I made her laugh. Oh my god, I made her laugh. I have a picture of it. I have it documented, so like, I got proof. I made her laugh. I'm so excited. Oh my god. It was like the best thing. Like, oh my god. I was so happy I made her laugh. And like, when I left, I was like, oh my god, I want to see her again. Like, oh, she was just amazing. That's pretty much what happened in February. So like, not a lot of stuff happened this month, but like, things did happen. It was so great. It was so amazing. And I'm just so happy with my freaking signed book. And this is like, ah! So like, I think that's it for my update of my February. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys did up this month, what you read, what you did, anything you want. Just let me know down below. Subscribe if you haven't yet, or if you want to, or if not, that's okay. You do you. Check out my other social media accounts, my Facebook, Twitter, Goodreads, and Instagram. I make a video every week, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye!